Welcome to This Explainer. Look, if you're sitting at your desk right now sipping your coffee thinking the tech layoffs are finally over, well, you need to wake up. What we're looking at today, it's not just a little market correction. We are watching a full-scale corporate collapse, and it is happening right under our noses. This changes everything. Today, we're decoding the 2026 AI layoff wave, and I can promise you, the reality is a whole lot darker and moving way faster than the headlines want to admit. Let's just look at the raw data. 134,000. That's the staggering number of corporate jobs that have already vanished in 2026 alone. Think about that for a second. We aren't even through the year yet, and literally an entire city's worth of highly educated, highly paid tech professionals have just had their livelihoods erased. This isn't some slow leak, guys. It's a violent flood sweeping right through the corporate landscape. And May of 2026 just went down on record as the absolute most brutal month yet. The acceleration here is absolutely terrifying. Just when industry analysts were predicting, a stabilization period, boom, the trapdoor opened even wider. The pace of these layoffs is compounding, setting off massive alarm bells across every major corporate headquarters. So let's talk about how this is actually happening on the ground, because it is completely ruthless. Imagine this scenario. You're a top-tier engineer. You've dedicated years of your life to a massive tech conglomerate. You wake up, you roll over, check your phone, and sitting right there in your inbox at 4 a.m. is a termination email. Cold, digital, final. There's no warning, no awkward HR meeting, just a late-night automated script severing your employment. And this is exactly what reportedly happened to engineers over at Meta. And look, this wasn't just a handful of unlucky developers. In a single, sweeping move, Meta cut 8,000 employees globally. 8,000! That's almost 10% of their entire worldwide workforce, just wiped out while they slept. It's a stunning display of corporate velocity, a purge executed with absolute robotic precision. But this isn't an isolated Meta problem. The contagion is spreading rapidly across the whole sector. Cisco, 4,000 erased. Snap, 1,000 gone. If you read down the list of major tech giants, you see the exact same pattern playing out. Every major player is participating in this quiet, synchronized reduction of human capital. Which brings us to Section 1, the big tech paradox, firing while winning. Let's step back and analyze the mechanics behind this deeply fascinating, yet totally jarring contradiction. Because traditionally, right, mass layoffs mean a company is dying. They're running out of cash, losing market share, desperately trying to survive. But not here. These corporations are not struggling financially at all. In fact, profits are actually up. Stocks are breaking records. Wall Street is throwing a massive party, popping champagne, while the office lobbies completely empty out. Which brings us to the most critical question we have to ask today. If stocks are rising and profits are breaking records, why are they firing tens of thousands of people? What is the secret catalyst driving this massive, synchronized purge of human talent? Just let that question sit with you for a second. The answer? One word: AI. The game has changed. This is not about tightening the belt to weather a storm. This is a fundamental, permanent rewrite of the corporate DNA. These giants have found a cheaper, faster, entirely tireless replacement, and they're executing the transition right now. Moving to Section 2, the $700 billion race. AI versus human jobs. Listen, big tech companies are not just firing people to save a few bucks on payroll. They are deliberately liquidating human salaries to pour an insane, unprecedented $700 billion into an all-out AI spending war. If you want proof of how fast this is moving, Snap has openly stated that AI now writes over 65% of their code. 65%. AI isn't just a helpful digital assistant checking your syntax anymore. It's doing the heavy lifting. It's actively writing the majority of the architecture. The human? Well, the human is now just the editor. And if we look a little further into the future, we see exactly where this is heading. Coinbase is currently testing something incredibly disruptive. They call them one-person engineering pods. Now really think about what that phrase actually means. What happens when one single AI-empowered engineer can do the work of 10, 15, or even 20 people? I'll tell you what happens. You don't need middle management anymore. You don't need sprawling departments. This is not science fiction anymore, folks. It is active corporate strategy. So the absolutely crucial point we need to understand today is this. This is a permanent shift. Do not mistake this for some temporary economic downturn.
Do not think for a second that when interest rates drop or the market shifts, these 134,000 jobs are coming back. Actually, scratch that. They are definitively not coming back. They've been permanently automated out of existence.
So here are the brutal new realities of the 2026 workforce. 1. AI writes the code. 2. A massive $700 billion is actively fueling this corporate transition. And 3. Because of all this, AI skills are no longer a fun, optional addition to your resume. They are a baseline requirement for survival. This is bigger than people realize. The message broadcasting loud and clear from Silicon Valley to the rest of the working world is stark and direct. Adapt or get left behind. The era of comfortable, coasting corporate jobs is over. We're entering a hyper-efficient, AI-driven reality, and the transition, well, it's proving to be incredibly painful. Which leaves us with one final, deeply personal question to think about. Look at your daily tasks, your industry, your specific role. Would your job survive the AI wave? It's a heavy question, I know, but it's one every single one of us needs to answer right now. Let me know what you think down in the comments and keep your eyes open. The future is already here.